It has begun.
And porn and goodies to all of you Ramble Maniacs and all of you BC aliens out there. Goes a little something like this.
Ain't nobody. I wish, damn it, Tony.
Why?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Ramblemania Show probably brings to you as I, one half of the longest reigning Ramblemania Show tag team champions of the world, the Angel of Death 6XL, joining me as always.
It is I, your other half of the longest reigning Ramblemania tag team champions of all the times, and of course, your former 14-time Ramblemania champion of all the cosmos, all the multiverses, all the universes, even those erased by Zeno, TJ the Great. TJ the Great.
I am now your new 12-time Ramblemania heavyweight champion. You're then
Show
now
him the Kevin
forever
Nash. Show him the Kevin Nash. Show him the Kevin Nash.
Ramblemania hardcore champion. That
show him Kevin Nash.
all the way on the other side.
Show them Kevin Nash.
There's Kevin Nash right there.
Woo! Who did that?
But yeah, I'm your then now forever Ramblemania hardcore champion.
During whose reign? During
your reign. I am the villainous live man. You fucking ruined the whole goddamn intro.
He's a heel.
iZombie. Welcome back to another edition of the Ramblemania Show. Me and the boys here ramble incoherently on the good, the bars, and the go on what took place in the realm of professional wrestling. We are back with another wrestling review here, talking about what took place on the inaugural AEW Dynasty. No, we are not watching Raw. I'll be back next week.
Why is it not?
We got people in the chat already.
Why is it not working? Why is it not? There you go.
I can't figure out the QR code. It's so hard. They want to, Johnny, what? I don't know what the hell this means.
Oh no, there was a QR code that popped up on Raw for more Uncle Howdy Dreadmere stuff.
Oh, we're not doing that today.
Yeah.
Dave is over here talking about poop. I was gonna ban you, but this is actually Dave's account.
Yeah. Dave's not here, man.
Dave, are you here, man? It doesn't feel like you're here, man.
But yes, we're going to talk in full detail all the matches that took place within AEW Dynasty. Oh my God, what another event AEW. What another event you turned out last night.
Shit was fire.
Oh my God, it was quite possibly, the entire card was stellar. But we are going to go into full detail within this entire card. 12 matches took place here. 3 for the 0 hour. The rest, the other 9 matches were on the main card. 7 championship matches were defended.
What? 7 championships were defended.
Yeah, 7.
Yes, you said
on the main card.
Yeah, yes, that's not all right. I'm gonna just leave it alone. You said matches, but yeah.
No, I said 7 championships. It was 9 matches overall.
Yes.
Hazel. Yes, that's what I was saying.
Dave says I liked about 3 of them. Out of all of them? Damn.
3 matches. Oh, God. All right, well, since 6 didn't watch the 0 hour, me and TJ will give our tidbits on what took place within the 0 hour, those 3 matches. And for those of you who are new here on the Ramblemania Show, we rank all of our matches in the star ratings that we have. 1 star is who booked this shit. 2 stars are bad. 3 stars is a good with the T at the end. 4 stars are the bars. 5 stars is a GOAT. 6 stars and up is God tier or whatever name we randomly come up with. And then for the ones that we just don't really give a shit about, we either give it a now or a right back. Skip.
Good, Mr. Sheffield.
Mm-hmm. I don't go above 5. 5 is it for me.
But submitted to the approval of the Ramblemania show here. This is the tale. This is the tale of Swerve's house.
Yes, as Johnny says, swerve. That's what we talk about.
Also, the battle of the Billy Goat and the Goat.
Yes. Without further ado, gentlemen, it is time for us to ramble. For AEW Dynasty took place in St. Louis, Missouri, at the Chi-Fets Arena. The attendance was 7,000 people. Not a bad number.
Yes.
Can't really expect them to fill up arenas at this point. You just got to deal with the number that they got. Just put on stellar matches and make sure everyone's excited for what they're about to see. We open up with the 0 hour.
And with that being said, since we're recording this, are you ready?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
No, Hazel, are you ready?
Of course, I'm the champ.
No, I said, are you ready? Then, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching at home, let's get ready to ramble. TJ, ring the bell.
It's wrong.
All right, so 0 hour begins. The first match on the card was Trent Beretta taking on Matt Sydal. The match was 8 minutes. Go ahead, TJ. Ramble on, man.
Listen, there's not much to say about the 0 hour, but I will say what I liked about the 0 hour and what they did with it this particular time is this match and the match after it were kind of used in synchronicity to build upon a storyline, which is the whole best friend situation with Trent turning heel. And now it seems like we've got poor Chuck Taylor in a place of having to choose between his best friends. He's got to choose between either Trent or Chuck. I mean, not Chuck, Orange. But I mean, yeah, Trent and Matt Sydal was a solid opener. Like, again, it felt like it could have been like a Rampage kind of thing where they threaded a story throughout. But regardless, I like the approach that they took with that. So, yeah, I don't think it's solid good.
Oh, man, I really wasn't thinking that this was going to continue. Because I was hoping, all right, Trent Beretta gonna come out there. He gonna get his own entrance. Might give him the Roppongi Vice theme. I don't know. He might get rid of the best friends. No, he still had all that shit on. And there was a reason why they still had him keep all that best friend stuff was because of the ultimatum that he put out after the match. So we're gonna find out Wednesday whether or not Chucky T is loyal to his best friend or he's loyal to his best friend. But apparently no one is loyal to Danhausen, who is also their best friend. What the fuck? I really enjoyed the match.
About all this?
I think you should start cursing the fuck out of people to the point where they should be best friends again.
I don't know if
I really enjoyed the match. I like Matt Sydal's work. I don't know why his brother was there, but he was there and he got choked out. You know what I was hoping for, honestly? I was waiting for one of those wrestling tropes where you hold on to the submission for too long after the match is over, and then the ref just reverses his decision, takes the win away from you, and gives it to the guy that you choked the fuck out. I was waiting on that. I'm like, okay, that would have made sense, but we're not trying to get Trent to be too heel because we need to conclude the story on Wednesday. This is gonna get a solid good. The next match that we had was Katsuyori Shibata and Orange Cassidy teaming up to take on Shane Taylor Promotions of Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty with the A-Go-Go on commentary. This match was 12 minutes and 40 seconds. Ramble on, TJ.
You know the vibes. Again, like I said, it more ties into what I talked about with the first match and just pressing forward with the best friend stories, but also getting to show off Shibata and Orange here. getting STP out there, who again, obviously, with a go now in the squad, STP
No
is on the way
solo.
up. No
Where the
solo.
fuck is Camrado?
He with Jacoby Watts. But again, clear display of a bunch of different guys going up in different ways and directions. So again, I'll give it a solid goods. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, this had story. And that story was, oh, Trent's still outside. Let's do the orange entrance and get him shook. Katsuyori Shibata came out. That nigga got shook. Oh my God. You know, it's always nice to see Tiger Style and Shibata in the same ring fighting against each other, because that should be an angle. That should be the story right there. But no, we're focused on best friend shit. And cool. I mean, it would have been nice if they would have flipped it the other way around. Trent just shows up after the match, fucks Orange up, costs Shibata the win, gives Shane Taylor a bit of a push, since, you know, we're trying to build this trios faction going somewhere. I don't know why they took this loss. It was so weird to me. Match was still fun. It was still pretty fun. It's going to get it good. And then the main event for the 0 hour, the title unification for the AEW Trios World titles and the Ring of Honor World 6-man tag team titles. The Acclaimed versus the Bang Bang Gang. 14 minutes and 45 seconds. Let's ramble on, TJ.
Yeah, this was fine. I think the crowd elevated it more than anything else on two fronts. One, the fact being that the Bang Bang Gang and them are pretty fucking over and hot as a deal, and the people still do like the Acclaimed. But I will say, I do think they are due some sort of change, if not outright, you know, breaking the whole thing off. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't go that far because they probably still do like well in merch and shit. But yeah, it feels like in a lot of ways the present iteration of the Acclaim sort of ran its course, and as the match went on, it definitely felt like it's time to move on to Bang Bang Gang. It's been time to move on to Bang Bang Gang. Like this was always where this situation was going to go, but you know, now that we're here, it was definitely good to get it out the way, more or less. And yeah, I'm gonna give it a high bad, low good.
All of this, you know, was for Daddy Ass to go back to the Acclaim after his on and off retirement, win some Trios Gold. Now he lost the Trios Gold. Does that mean he's done? Like, is this it? Is this over for Daddy Ass? Is the Acclaim just gonna go back being a tag team again? I don't know. But Bullet Club Gold, you know, now they got all the gold and all the Trios Gold, and they're gonna make a killing on it. My thing is, why did this have to be on the 0 hour? It's a title unification. I don't think something like this should have been on free TV. This should have been on the main card. I could have just said, yo, we don't need Jericho on the main card. Fuck him. Put him in the 0 hour. It's the FTW World title. Nobody gives a fuck.
Now you know they're not going to do that.
I know they're not, but I mean, it's just, you know, logic. I mean, yeah, so what? Jericho's a big star, but, you know, he didn't main event Tokyo Domes. He didn't do any of that shit. Why is he getting the main card slot? And we're getting the guy that has main evented a shit ton of Tokyo Dome matches on the 0 hour. That pissed me off. Because, like, yo, that should have been flipped. Flip that shit around. Would have been better. Here's my thing. When Max did the acapella rap, oh my God, you could literally hear somebody fart in that arena. And then something about balls and then a big pop. Oh, and yeah, he almost told Jay White to suck his dick, and Anthony was like, no, none of that here. I'll give the match a good because, yeah, we're going to unify belts because, I don't know, whatever reasons. What's next now? Who's going to, what are we doing with Bang Bang Gang now? Who going to be the next people to face them? I don't know.
Young Wolf, it's never going to stop. It's never, ever going to stop.
Can't stop. Oh, I can't do that no more.
People are going to cry forever about
I was going to sing something, but I can't do that no more.
Man, the day the IWC stops bitching is the day that wrestling will actually become cool again. All right, I think it's now time for us to get to the main card.
It's been that time. Let's rock out.
We open up the show with the Continental Crown Championship, the Triple C's. Okada Kazuchika.
Let's go.
Defends his belt against the Bastard Pac. This was 21 minutes and 55 seconds. This is Okada's first AEW pay-per-view as an AEW wrestler. It's going to go TJ, myself, and then 6. Ramble on, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. This is one of like 3 matches probably on this show that, other than what we are going to say is the match of the night, would be match of the night on just about any other card. Like, this was ridiculously good. This was a full-on display of the embarrassment of riches that AEW has with its roster. Like Young Wolf said, heel Okada, like, seeing this man work heel, seeing him work exactly the style that got him to, the top when he first came back from excursion to New Japan, the Rainmaker. Like, bro, that fucking Rainmaker pose where he goes up for it and then, fuck you. The camera going out, and then when he throws up the finger, stopping and pulling in, like, oh, all right, I guess he's not going to do it. Like, vicious, mean. I love that. And again, this is part of why it is great that AEW is here and it exists, because Kazuchika Okada being in a big American company 10, 15 years ago would have meant that he would have had to change even small little bits and elements about himself to work or fit in on the big American stage. In AEW, he ain't got to do none of that shit, bro. He could just be Kazuchika Okada. He could be the fucking Rainmaker, and it works and it translates to this audience because even the ones who haven't seen him and haven't fucking been acclimated to it will get it over the course of the match and over the course of watching them. They will get it. And of course, Pac is one of the best in the world. Like, even he works perfectly as a defiant, pissed off, angry bastard babyface against Big Kazu being a dickhead. Outstanding opener, fucking excellent. Not enough superlatives I can throw on it. Like, again, this could main event any fucking show. This could be the best match on any fucking show. It just so happened that we had something on this that was above and beyond. Bars for this.
Oh, hey! I remember Young Will telling me the minute this match started, ain't no way they're gonna boo Okada. Ain't no fucking way they're gonna boo him. Oh, are you sure about that? Okay. 5 minutes in, fuck Okada, and I'm just like, yeah, you think they were not gonna boo him? And like, oh, you think like, oh, he's a pretty boy babyface and heels gotta be cool and shit. We gotta cheer for the cool heels. No, we're done with that shit. I really, this is, this shit cooked. What did you grade this again, man?
Bars.
Oh, you gave it a bars, okay. I mean, it was just, it's Dragon Gate and New Japan in the ring at the same time, all different styles, and it was just hard hitting. It was athletic. It was pure sport. It was stiff. Let's not forget that too. It was stiff. All right. There were times where, Pac was really selling OD for this man. Like, no matter how many attempts of the black arrow he tried to do, that final one that he did when Okada put the knees up, I really thought right there, oh my God, his jaw is broken. Because he landed very awkwardly from that. And then that Rainmaker, 1, 2, 3, Okada retains. It was obvious that he was going to win this whole thing. They just gave him a body, and that body had to be the bastard. I'm just hoping it's not one of those where it's like, okay, we saw Pac. See you in 6 months. Bye. I'm hoping it's not one of those again, because I'm really getting annoyed by that. I want to see Pac wrestle more. So hopefully we get to see more of that in the upcoming weeks. I will give the match a bars.
Bars. Man, I just finished watching this match. This shit was absolutely fucking insane. I missed this match, unfortunately, while we were recording. But this match was absolutely fucking insane, man. I love the fact that Okada knows how to turn on that fucking smarmy smile, that you're such a son of a bitch smile. Every time Pac thought he had something on offense, his speed and agility, you know what I'm saying, Okada had a stop for it. It's like every time that you see that Pac is about to, get over on him, nah, boy, Okada had a stop for it. He had an answer for damn near everything he did in this match. I mean, this is one of these matches, like TJ said earlier, that had it been on any other card, would have been that match of the night, because these two went out there and absolutely killed each other. Even though they had contrasting styles, even their styles ended up being something that melded together so well. The opposing styles, regardless of it, they were both so hard hitting that it just ended up, it was an incredible match. I'm actually going to give this a low GOAT.
So 4.5.
Literally a 5.
I gotta admit, before I get to the next match, I forgot to mention this. I gotta admit this. When you start the show off with two guys like Okada and Pac, and the bell don't even ring, and the crowd is chanting, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, both these guys fight forever, all that shit. You got something. You got the crowd into this, and the match didn't even start. You just got both. You literally got the crowd amping up because you got two men just
standing there menacingly,
ready to fucking kill each other. Again, first match on the card, and the crowd is going wild. I love that type of energy. That type of atmosphere makes me want to continue watching the show. And then we got the trios match. The House of Black taking on the TNT champion Adam Copeland, the Ring of Honor world champion Chicken Briscoe, and the New Japan Strong Openweight champion, the Mad Kingston. This match was 17 minutes and 45 seconds. Let's ramble, for gentlemen.
Yeah, this was your resident. It feels like AEW Loki does need at least one of these every show now. But your resident AEW party trios,
yes,
multi-man sort of match where everybody gets to go sort of crazy. shout out Chicken. I thought he absolutely shined in this shit.
Mm-hmm.
He looked absolutely great out there, going crazy with a bunch of different maniac spots in the early going. And then they did use it to push forward some feuds. Looks like we definitely are going to get Malachi taking on Cope for the TNT Championship. He pinned the man.
Yep.
Looks like if they're willing to have Brody go after Chicken, I think that'd be fire. I think that'd be a fire matchup.
I'd actually be down with our buddy Mr. Matthews going up against him. I think that would actually
everyone
be
was saying that Brody and Eddie, the two
Brody
kings,
and Brody
that's
and Eddie,
the one that everyone wants to see.
Yeah, the battle of the king, the battle of the kings to me is a better idea.
You could do that.
That one's a better idea. That's genius.
You could do that too. But either way, you also had, and they set up throughout the match a decent amount of singles matches to spin out of. So yeah, I thought this served the purposes of all those things perfectly, and I'm gonna give it a solid good. Good.
So I'm just gonna go out of my way and say this. Copeland gonna be in House Black.
Oh my!
Ain't no way. Ain't no
Judgment Day 2.0. Judgment Day 2.0.
How many? They sprayed the mist on him. He got kicked. He about to turn into the dark side.
The house always wins.
I don't want none of that bullshit. He been doing so much cool shit since he been here. I don't want none of that. Fuck out of here.
We don't want him to become Jericho. We really don't.
$100 that this whole thing is gonna lead to Tony Khan doing that Brood Edge shit.
Nah,
maybe Gangrel.
That would be cool. That would be cool if they brought in Gangrel, but for him to be doing it on his own, I don't think, or to have new underlings, I don't think having fucking a whole other team under him would make any sense, especially since Malachi has been such a great fucking leader for this team.
But again, these are all just theories. I don't know what the hell is gonna happen. You know, how many there have been times where, you know, people have became different after they've got misted in the fucking face. So
the dark sky was corrupted.
Yes. Miro's like, fuck out of here. I'm gonna actually just go away for a while.
Miro said I'm out.
Miro said, fuck this shit, I'm out. I'm not accepting gifts unless they're from my ex-wife.
That we will see. Does Cope have the willpower of a Willow Nightingale? Because Willow was able to fight it off.
I still think Willow's turning heel, and I'm going to talk about that one later on too. I'm just waiting.
Hope to Cope.
Look, this whole thing was a car crash, and I enjoy that type of shit because it's a trios match. But is it just me, or did this just feel like a Rampage main event?
Yeah.
You know what it is to me? I feel like AEW always puts on a nice little fun ditty. And I feel like that was that fun little ditty.
D-I-T-T-Y.
Fuck that. Yeah, it's a whole different thing, bro. Stop.
That word has existed long before him.
Yes, before he even ever thought of creating that name.
I'll give the match a 3.5 because it was still pretty fun. It's good to see House of Black on the show more. We gotta start utilizing them, and hopefully this match between Malachi and Cope will be pretty good for the TNT title. That'll be on. We can't do that shit on free TV. No.
I think in terms of pay-per-view, Cope is definitely filling in the Sting void in terms of vets going out there and having fun matches, doing crazy shit.
I mean, at this point, yeah, that's what's happening.
All right. This match was fun. It was a good fun match. It was fun to see Chicken go crazy and get the spotlight. Of course, you want to give Chicken the spotlight, being that he's the newly crowned champion. He's the guy. He's the one who, you know, they're I guess booking as like the big up and comer. You know, Eddie already had his moment. Cope is his career speaks for him. The House of Black have been dominant. So it was Chicken's turn to shine, and I feel like seeing him just have fun and go nuts and just jump off his shit and fucking let me set up this chair over here and fly and let me do this. Like he was just having fun, and you can tell in this match that it was painful for the man because for a long time they kept trying to keep him in the corner and trying to triple team him, but that's where he shined, man, overcoming all those obstacles, and that's how you make a baby face look like an even bigger deal. Is just being able to overcome every obstacle, and then eventually getting hot tags here and there. Stuff like that helps him look, bigger. And other than that, House of Black shined here. House of Black was badass, and I'm gonna give this one a high good, very high good. So like a 3.9er. It was fun.
Next match we had was for the AEW TBS Championship in a house rules match. Willow Nightingale goes one-on-one with the champion Julia Hart. Willow's stipulation was that Sky Blue and Chris Statlander were banned from ringside. This was 6 minutes flat. Shortest match on the card. Go ahead, TJ, ramble on.
Yeah. I want to say Julia was still dealing with her injury, which is probably partially why this ended up being as short as it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they made the best out of that in just having Willow sort of blitzer, which I think works, given that Willow absolutely is the type of wrestler that can fire up and be a believable like world beater and dominator and ass kicker. And I also think it sort of works for setting her up to face Mercedes, as clearly that was also the intention with Mercedes coming out afterward and having to stare down. Fucking stoked me in the background mocking Mercedes when she came in the ring.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna give this one a high bad low good, just in terms of like I think if they were a little bit handicapped in terms of Julia being injured, so they probably couldn't do a longer singles match, but I think they made it work, and again having Willow sort of dominating blitzer.
All I'm gonna say is this: better than Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter.
Damn.
No, because that one was short. That was short. It was just
this was short too.
No, but this was 6 minutes. Jamie Hayter and Tony Storm they did a move. That's it. It was over. All because Jamie Hayter got assaulted by two randos. Cool.
Well, Jamie Hayter clearly wasn't even like. She probably shouldn't even wrestle that match.
At least Julia Hart continued to wrestle during her injury. I give her respect.
But it was probably a less severe injury compared to what she had.
That's what I'm saying. Like Julia's injury is probably way less severe than Jamie's. That's probably
doesn't matter. Still doesn't matter. I go by if you're still injured and you're still able to wrestle, no matter how much time they give you, you still went out there, you did your thing. Everyone got to see you perform. That's my respect to you. All right, not this bullshit where go out there and get killed with one move. Sayonara. No, this was fun. I don't care how long it was. I mean, it was short for what it is, which is a little bit disappointing. That's why it had to be the way it is. They needed to speed it up. Show Mercedes, do all that stuff, have her pose, have her do her stupid ass dance. And whatever, and then we got the official match set up. Our first match for Double or Nothing for the TBS title, the rematch from the New Japan Strong Women's Openweight Championship tournament. We're getting it. We're running it back. The match is getting a solid good.
Good. This match was pretty decent. I mean, it was a TV length long match. What made it feel really special was the fact of Willow was winning. And I remember the entire match, I was frustrated with myself because I in my head was thinking that, they were going to line these two up to end up wrestling later on for the world championship, for the women's world championship. So in my mind, I did not think that Willow was going to win here. And I was so upset about that. But being that, all the things that were going on with the injury and stuff like that, and Mercedes Moné could still go for the TBS championship, things like that. Stuff that I didn't even think about. That's what ended up happening. But yeah, the big deal about this was Willow Nightingale winning her first AEW World TBS championship. And to me, that's awesome already. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about all the powerful black women we have in this company right now. And seeing her win was a beautiful moment. Having Stoke there, having Chris Statlander pop up and doing the you know, you got to give the people what they want, you know, pose. That was kind of fun. That shit was awesome. Mercedes Moné coming out in that. Dun, 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 dun. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The fellas know. So, TJ over here, he in his mind. See, he's not doing it on camera, but in his mind, he's doing the Birdman.
Listen, you gotta do all that.
He know he doing it. I'm gonna give this match a good. You know, I like that they set up the next match. I like that this was a good story. You know, it was a feel good moment. Willow winning her first AEW title. I fuck with it.
Yeah, really happy for Willow for winning the belt here. Good job.
Shout out to Stokes for being hilarious.
I mean, everyone's already going out of their way to say, oh, she's only going to hold it for one whole month. That doesn't really mean that she's a transitional champion. A transitional champion is someone that holds it for less than a week or, less than,
or a couple weeks, things like that. Somebody who has somebody like Wardlow, where they gave him the belt, they took it off. They gave him the belt, took it off.
Someone like The Miz, like they gave him the belt, they took it off him just so they give it to Lashley. It's one of those, but that's not gonna be Willow because she's even said it in the fucking media scrum. She wants to defend that belt. She wants to defend it with CMLL girls, New Japan girls, whoever. So we might be seeing that belt be defended a whole lot on the Collision or the Rampage, So everybody gotta chill with all that nonsense. Like,
yeah, we got weeks. We're gonna have weeks until the next.
We got a month.
Like literally a month. So it's gonna be weeks. So she'll hold that belt for a few weeks. That's fine.
Chill the fuck out. Just enjoy the title defenses that she's gonna have. All right. Roderick Strong is defending the AEW International Championship against Kyle O'Reilly.
Creepy.
The match was 17 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's ramble on, gentlemen.
Yeah, what the fuck, bro? This is another one that could have easily been match of the night on any fucking other card. This was ridiculously good. And it was always gonna be. It's Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. These are two of the best wrestlers in the world, two of the most consistent wrestlers in the world. This was never going to be anything other than really fucking good. And they killed this shit, man. Like, Kyle, Six, you got to stop calling him Creepy Kyle, man. This man is on his babyface shit right now.
I feel you, but that's his little gimmick to me. I love it.
Babyface mode. He's been looking like
he
a
might
sad,
have to
since he came back.
He might have to stop calling him Creepy Kyle due to the fact that Von Wagner was released by the WWE.
Nah, fuck that. I like Creepy Kyle because that's a cool name to me. I always found that cool.
Hey, but thanks for the Come Tuesday name.
But I like it. I say it out of love. You know what I'm saying? It's a funny thing to say.
He's been looking like a sad puppy since he came back.
He looks creepy.
He was looking like a sad and kicked puppy during this match.
He looks
Roddy
creepy.
Just fucking destroying him with backbreakers, bro. Messiah of the backbreaker. Not a truer name has ever been brought forth for a wrestler in this industry.
The human suplex machine.
Also true for Taz. But the way Roderick Strong destroys motherfuckers with these backbreakers, the way he can pull you from the craziest position into a backbreaker, and you just feel like this motherfucker can't ever walk again. How is he supposed to come out of this alive? Yeah. He's fantastic. And of course, Kyle being an incredible mat wrestler, like the brutality, the chemistry, all of it off the charts. Bars. Fucking bars.
Mm-hmm. TJ, this was a survival of the fittest match.
Facts.
God fucking damn. This is definite Ring of Honor type shit. And the package promo, the minute the bell rang, I think we all knew, all right, they're pulling out all the hits that we haven't seen them do in a while against each other. So let's get ready. And we was out here with the ooh and the ah and oh shit. And,
Match was
oh,
old school
man.
ROH strong style status. Yep.
That's all it was. And it's like, two former Ring of Honor world champions going out there duking it out on a bigger stage for a secondary title. I can understand, whatever. My thing was, if we were gonna have Roddy win this match clean, what was Wardlow's purpose being out there?
Failing. Because if you notice at the end,
No, I
Adam
know
Cole
what
comes
happened.
out and he grills him.
What happened at
So
the end.
that was all part of the story. He's Tony planted a seed there. I see what he was doing. I saw what he was doing.
But that seed was already planted once Wardlow
lost
the match to Joe.
Yeah, but this right here, this put the stamp on it. You feel me? This made it official. Like, it's beef now.
Yeah, because Cole is back. He's off the wheelchair. No more Joe Swanson stuff. He could, fucking better start wrestling soon, because I think it's going to be him and Wardlow facing off against each other at Double or Nothing. And this will probably get Wardlow off of the Undisputed Kingdom, because why the fuck is he on there?
I've been saying this since they put. Well, we know why, man. They needed the numbers. Okay. Unfortunately, Adam Cole was injured.
Yeah, keep that. Like, stop asking why. You know why, and the reason behind all of it is still currently gone. So once he comes back, they can finish it.
Yep.
Let's hope we.
That's what they had in common. They had a common enemy. That's all it was.
I still have fun with this match. This was another one that's like, yo, this was another one that could be match of the night. There's not even just 3. There's 4 matches here out of the 9 on the main card. That's like, this was match of the night. No, this was match of the night. No, this was match of the night. My nigga, this was the match right here. We can't even decide until the very end.
No, I can decide. I can decide immediately. There's one match that just stood above all. But other than that, yes, these were all GOAT tier matches.
4 3/4.
This match was incredible. I literally just want to give Roddy his props, because his transitions into the backbreaker is what really got me. It's the way he knew how to flow into it. The way he would take. He not only did he transition into backbreakers during his own moves, he would then also reverse anything that Kyle O'Reilly had in his entire offense with a backbreaker. Like, how the fuck do you just always pull out a backbreaker from out of nowhere, bro? Like TJ said earlier, Messiah of the backbreaker is probably one of the best names, especially for this man right here. It's just so apropos. Again, just an absolute banger of a match. They beat the absolute shit out of each other to the point where they were like huffing and puffing towards the end of that match. And the ending, everything, I feel like every little bit of story because this was a very storyful match. You got Kyle O'Reilly trying to make his comeback, trying to win the championship, even in my head, I really believed that it could have been his time. I was upset a little bit when it came to the fact that he didn't win, but I understand why, and this progresses the story. And then later on, we can have the rematch, and it'll probably be incredible. Or another match where he can win the Continental Championship versus someone else. But again, incredible match, absolutely fire. Adam Cole coming out at the end, getting up off the wheelchair, everybody cheering, everybody going nuts. Damn near everybody wearing Jordans. I love that. I love that. Now, I'm bullshitting. There's only 2 people wearing Jordans, but still, you know what I'm saying? It's nice. I just love to see Adam Cole back. The way he looked at Kyle, like he was just like a sad puppy. Like, look at this idiot. And then the way he grilled the shit out of Wardlow, like, you're next. I already knew exactly what, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was all story, pure story. Anybody who knows me knows that I love story. And I love those little points where you see the seeds being planted here and there. I'm gonna give this a high bars at that, man. This was a great match.
Oh, apparently Becky won the championship.
Holy shit! Really? Let's go. I'm glad for that. It's an unfortunate situation for Rhea Ripley, being that she's such a great performer And having the win that she did at Mania, like it felt like it solidified her championship reign. But unfortunately, we understand that, things happen in the wrestling industry. Cards subject to change for reasons like that. People just get injured sometimes. That's for all the people who be like, wrestling's fake, wrestling's fake. There you go. Sometimes it isn't. Sometimes they have to make a decision based on real life situations.
The risk is very real.
Okay, can we just ramble on the next match, please?
Yes, sir. Nah, I was just answering Yoshi. That's all, man.
So before it was
oh no,
it was 16 minutes and 35 seconds.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Entirely too long.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, but I do kind of want to say.
Where's my gun?
The whole Jericho. I do kind of want to say something about the whole Jericho thing, because yes, all of us are sick of Jericho, and we've all said it at many different points. Obviously, the AEW base at large is sick.
Unless your name is Dave, you're not sick of Jericho, because he's the only one that picked him to win.
Well, Dave is sick of him too.
Dave's sick of him too. But he probably,
because he knew what it was.
Whatever thought process he had, he was right, because Jericho won.
Yeah.
But anyway, like again, yes, we're all tired of Jericho. I can agree on that. However, I do think the Jericho hate and all the anti-Jericho memes are sort of ballooning into something that is gone somewhat beyond Jericho and beyond just critiquing his work and the value that, or lack thereof, that he currently brings to the company, and is just turning into, let's dump on Jericho and everything Jericho is involved in because it's the thing to do. And I'm kind of not into that. I was looking even online a little bit earlier and people talking about it, and they were talking about like it's just the worst fucking this match. I didn't enjoy this match particularly, but it was not the worst match I've ever seen in my life. Like it was a competently performed match. Like they obviously had ideas. They did the ideas. The ideas worked for the most part that they did throughout the match. Like, they had the crowd reacting to shit. Jericho took like crazy bumps. Like he worked hard. Like I feel like we should be able to talk about how tired we are of Jericho and why that is.
Yes.
In a productive way, and not just shit on everything like immature children, which I think is what a lot of this Jericho shit is devolving into. So I want to make that clear. I want to make that very clear, because I keep seeing this happen all over the place, and I'm kind of sick of it already. But yeah, I do think that this match was competently performed, and they had solid ideas that worked out in terms of what Jericho wanted to do. Jericho obviously is taking the feedback, even if he's taking it in the wrong way, I guess. He's taking it and trying to incorporate it into his work and his character with this whole learning tree shit and all that. Obviously, the problem is that Jericho is overexposed and he's stale and he needs to go away in order for anything he does to have any effect, because the longer he stays around, the less effective he's going to be. But they aren't just blindly like, well, fuck you, Jericho's here. Like they're trying to do shit with it if he's going to be here. So I can give the match credit on that front. Now, where everything falls flat is obviously, yes, everybody's tired of Jericho. So why the fuck are you putting him out there for 16 minutes? Obviously, yes, people are tired of Jericho. So it doesn't matter what you do in terms of tweaking the character. Like I just said, the solution is he's got to go away. And there might be other shit going on with Hook, I don't know, but this was not the move. None of this was the move. This Jericho Hook feud wasn't the move. It sucked Hook up into the vortex and pretty much put him at a point where, I mean, I don't think it hurt him that bad, but it is a net neutral at best. And now we got Jericho with the FTW World Championship. Like, if whatever you want to do with that title is not in a great position, because, like, I don't even think you get any babyface that beats him that much of a boost. Because, again, this is not a heel thing where people are going to be happy to see Jericho fucking Your best bet is you get the pop from whatever guy beats him because he'll finally, hopefully, be gone. That's what people are really going to be popping for once he loses it. Is he leaving now? That's what we want at this point. When you get please retire chance in the match, that's when you know shit is bad. So I'm going to give this a bat. 2 stars.
Yep.
Honestly, like, yes, we all have our reasons as to why we want Jericho to go. We don't come on the show saying that Jericho sucks. Jericho's he's losing it in the ring. No, what we saw in that match with Hook was still a stellar performance by Jericho because he could still go. The problem is you're there on TV every week. You're going out there wrestling younger guys. You're not elevating them. You're diminishing them. And it ruins the whole, it ruins the value of some of these young guys that want to go up and make a name for themselves that are more hungry than Jericho at this point. Because Jericho's already 8. He's full. Why are we still feeding this man? Does this technically make him a 9-time world champion since the FTW was technically a world title?
No.
No, because it's not recognized.
Yes, it's
Okay.
It's an outlaw belt.
Yeah.
The crowd ruined this whole match. All because of their
I disagree.
stupidity. All because of Fozzy sucks. Go home, Jericho. Please retire. Yeah, we want him to go home, but we don't want the man to retire. We want him to go home to actually, get well rested, come back looking better than ever, not coming back doing the same old shtick that he always was doing. Because let me tell you right now, he overbooked the Lionheart gimmick, and I am now sick of it. I love that Lionheart gimmick so much when I was growing up watching it. Now it's like, bro, you killed it. You killed it. The Painmaker would have been better off here, but then it would have been the same thing. You killed that shit. You can't do the wizard shit because we don't even know if you're eligible to throw a fireball at Taz's son. He probably would fucking choke the shit out of you for real. We just want Jericho to leave because, again, we can't miss you if you're still on TV, my nigga.
It's more than that, but go ahead.
I have respect for Jericho for what he's done in that ring. But, my nigga, when it's time to go, it's time to go. Like, you've been on this company for too long. I don't think you took a break. Like an actual break. Yeah, you could go on your fucking cruises and shit, but you're still doing wrestling events. You're still doing performances. Like, dude, take that break. Take that break. Come back with something good. You're good at reinventing yourself. You don't need to go back doing the same old shtick just so you can get a pop in the crowd. Because let me tell you right now, like I said, that whole fucking crowd is what literally ruined that whole match. Because they didn't give a fuck. They didn't cheer for Hook. Not one bit. It was all basically, let's all just shit on Chris Jericho because this is what we paid our money for. We paid our money to speak our voices, to let our voices be heard, and our voice is going to be heard when Jericho comes out there. And it's kind of fucked up. I'm still going to give the match a solid good because Jericho went out there and gave a solid performance. I don't like that he's the FTW World Champion because we still have to see him on TV. But like TJ says, gotta wait for that one guy to get that monumental pop, and it's just like, it's basically whoever's gonna be facing Jericho's like, so is Jericho leaving here? Is Jericho leaving here? Is he leaving here? That's all we're gonna be thinking at this point. Because right now, that's all that's in our minds. Like, Jericho needs to step away from the wrestling business for good, maybe a couple months, half a year or two, up to a year. Focus on the podcasting. Do that more. Like, it's not like you leave wrestling, you're not making money. You're making money everywhere. Won't hurt if you're gone, man. Will not hurt. So, yeah,
all right.
good.
Well, I'm gonna focus on the positives right quick. Hook looked like an absolute star in this match. Like, Hook went absolute ape shit. Something that I mentioned earlier is some of the signs of booking a babyface proper is having them have to find ways to overcome, And towards the beginning of this match, it was all Hook. Hook went absolute crazy. And I think it needed to be all Hook in this case, but only because of the fact that, Chris Jericho has gotten stale. So if Jericho would have started off, winning this match, like basically winning the bulk of the match, people would have they were already rebelling. So just imagine, I have no problem with the crowd voicing their opinion, I disagree with what the IWC is doing, which is absolutely crapping on everything that Jericho does for no fucking reason. It's a different situation when you're in a live crowd, I get why they were saying all these things. I get why they were chanting what they were chanting, and it's not because they hate Jericho. It's for the same reason we're tired of Jericho, and it's not just the whole thing of, well, it's getting stale. He's always on TV. That's not what it is. It's the position in which they have him placed that fucks it up. You know what I'm saying? He's had all these great groups and they just keep getting staler and staler and staler. And it's because of the fact that Jericho, unfortunately, right? He's a good leader, but you can't have him doing the same roles over and over again, which deter the newer guys to rise, right? It makes them feel like they're back in that group again. Things like rebooking him with Sammy and him, getting involved in everybody else's shit. Like, that's when people start to lose it because they're like, all right, man, like, enough of that. Like, he's supposed to be here to elevate these new cats, and all he's doing is taking the spotlight every single time and then re-roping people who we are ready to see on their own and succeeding, and then continuously putting them back in the Jericho loop. Doing this with Hook, I think, was the final straw. I think that's when everybody said, yo, fuck it. Like, we're done with this shit. Like, it's becoming embarrassing. Like, this is not cool. So I understand the crowd, in attendance showing their disdain. It's obvious, and yeah, they might have not meant all that shit, but it's just it has to be said. You have to show to which degree at a certain point. So maybe Tony Khan could maybe stop doing it. And unfortunately here, they just continued the hate here. You know what I'm saying? And it's not the kind of hate that you get when, you're a good heel and everybody loves to hate you. It's the kind of hate where we're bored of you. You feel me? You're only getting heat because we're bored of you and we're done watching it. At this time, our beef now becomes with The Office. Now we're telling The Office at this point, like, yo, that's it. Enough. And they're taking it as heel heat when it's not. This is enough, Hook came out here, had a great showing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did all the tropes, everything that you need to do to seem like a successful babyface, overcome the odds towards the end of the match. And unfortunately, it wasn't, what we ended up getting was Jericho fucking going over, which is like, what is this shit? What is this shit? How long can we continue to fucking drain every last drop of Jericho? Jericho has nothing left in him at this point. You're fucking pushing out dust, bro. It's all dry pulp at this point, bro. Like, there's nothing left in him, bro. This shit is, I was absolutely corny. I was gonna give this a skip. I'm gonna give it a bad, but I was gonna give it a skip if it wasn't for the fact that these guys had a competent match. The match itself was decent, And again, that's the thing. It's not about the match itself. It's the fact that we are sick and tired of the same old Jericho. He does need to go away, reinvent himself, take some time for himself, refresh himself, come up with something new. Because think about it. This isn't Lionheart Chris Jericho. When you think about Lionheart Chris Jericho, you think about ECW Chris Jericho, the Chris Jericho that was fighting to be on TV, the up and comer. Like, you know, when I think of him bringing back Lionheart Chris Jericho back in the day, it was a nice nostalgia pop because we saw him in that light again, that young up and comer. But the thing is that's it, bro. You've drained everything from the Lionheart nostalgia. You've drained everything from all your past gimmicks. It's time to go home, go back to the drawing board for a bit. Let some of these guys shine without you, you know? It seems like whenever they turned him into the Miz and then went from Miz to X-Pac. Like, it's done. You've done it over and over and over and over and over and over.
It was legitimate go away. I was gonna be an asshole and just give the match a fucking now, but knowing that it was just too good to pass up because Jericho can still go.
That's
in
why
that
I said
ring.
bad. That's why I said bad.
Very
because
deserving.
He can still go in the ring. The match wasn't bad. The problem is everything around the whole Jericho character. The fact that they made him win, we're like, what does that benefit? We don't want to see a rubber match. We don't want it. We're done with him fighting these young cats. Let the young cats, you know, fly on their own.
And I think that is, to cap the Jericho thing off, I think that is more than anything the problem with him. He is still capable of providing something to pro wrestling. Like, he isn't completely washed up. Like, he can still put on a good match. He does still have good ideas from time to time. He is still capable of listening to the crowd, which makes it unfortunate because, like, bro, if you just went away, then you probably could come back and do something good.
You know,
that's all it is.
For a little while, that's it. It's not even a big deal.
For someone like him at his age, who now moves as slow as molasses, could still go out of his way to pull off a fucking line saw. It's like, yo, you amaze me, but go the fuck away.
That's all it is. Just go away, and again, like we've all three of us have said it, not even forever, just for a little while.
Exactly.
Yeah. Go back to the drawing board. Yeah, that's it. Just go back to the drawing board. Draw up a new schematic, a new blueprint. Come out here swinging. And then again, even it's like if he were to come back with a gimmick without taking the break, we would be bored because it's just we're burnt out of Jericho. It's enough. It's enough.
Back in the day, this guy, you know, always used to reinvent himself, and we were just ready for it. You know, the man got a fucking clipboard over.
Another thing before I'm done
on that shit.
Before I forget, Taz, that was a bitch nigga move, bro. I would have jumped in the moment he pulled out Floyd. Because I would have been like, I already know. I would already know. Like, you're going to try to crack my son in the head with a fucking baseball bat. All this other stuff, yeah, it's a bit of a hardcore match. But you know that's going to do extra damage. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I would have looked at Jericho like, excuse me, motherfucker, put that shit down.
That's why
I would have tried to take it away. The booking of this entire story, the match, everything. Like, because, you know, he's trying to do this whole learning tree thing. Like, even with that, there's nothing to it. They didn't add anything to his character. Like, it's the same. And even if they did, we're so burnt out of Jericho that it's done. We're over it. Let's go. Take a break. Walk away. Give it some time. Let us miss you a bit. And then once we miss you for a bit, boom, come back swinging.
I feel like we're just gonna be seeing a lot of the Painmaker now since he's the FTW World Champion.
They need to take him out. Somebody else needs to win that belt. He might be a transition champion, and I hope he is.
I'm hoping so too.
Well, no, don't give it.
Let's keep.
That'll turn
Let's
him
keep
babyface.
Oh my god, don't. Let's just keep our fingers crossed. For the AEW Women's World Championship, Timeless Toni Storm defends her championship against.
Oh shit! Can I say something right quick before you do that? Before we move on, you know who would be a great winner of that belt, and it would then cause a match that we all would love to see. A returning Darby Allin.
Oh, yeah.
A returning Darby Allin comes out here, wins that. He's a babyface. It's fine. You feel me? And he should win with Sting's bat.
Yeah,
so that way they have Jericho with the Floyd and then Sting with the bat. And then that way he wins, right? He looks like an even bigger babyface than he already was. And then you still got a great match with then Hook versus Darby for Hook to finally get his belt back. And then what ends up happening there is that now you're going to end up having this crazy, fun, adrenaline-filled FTW match between two up-and-comers, which we love to see, and establish these guys as absolute hardcore badasses. And then the FTW championship itself can almost be like their hardcore championship, where they can just have that belt to have these crazy, insane, out of the fucking pocket ass fucking match. Like it would be, I feel like that's a great storyline situation. To be honest, having Chris Jericho as transitional champion for that purpose, to me at that point is almost even worth it. Because yeah, fuck Jericho, get him out of here. You feel me? And then we don't have Hook versus Darby to fucking continue to build the heat afterwards and build the actual story in between them.
This is
And
what
give-
should be for the
I
FTW
feel like-
World Title.
I don't know
It
if y'all
should
like
be Chris Jericho versus Jay White and Sting as the special guest referee.
No, Sting is
Winner
done.
gets to
Let him
have
rock. Let him be at
possession
home.
of the bat. I said ref. I didn't say he had to do spots. I'm talking about it because
Let him be home.
all
Let him
three
be
of them had
home.
bats.
Let that nigga be home.
Nigga like me saving Sting for when Darby wins the world title.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
let's
TJ,
go.
no?
Let's get to this because we got to talk about the final three matches here. Toni Storm defends her AEW Women's World Title against Thunder Rosa, the woman that never lost her belt. This match was 15 minutes and 10 seconds. Let's ramble on, gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I feel like these women needed each other. This was Tony's best defense of her title. She definitely needed a high quality defense like this. Thunder Rosa coming back from injury, being gone for so long, she needed a high quality pay-per-view showing like this. I know they've had frostiness between them in the past, but I feel like that made, and in a lot of cases in pro wrestling, this happens. That little bit of frostiness between people makes for a good match. You work a little snug, it's a little bit of tight stiffness, all that. And yeah, I feel like these two came out and banged out a really good match. Like, and also it helps that the shenanigans were minimized. They found the right balance. That's another thing. It feels like after workshopping this thing for a lot of pay-per-views now, it seems like they have finally found the right balance of Toni being in character, her timeless character, and her actually working in the ring. Like, I loved when toward the end she sets up for the hip attack in the corner, and the camera goes black and white. I love that setup now. Like it's almost like her like fully engaging into the character, fully engaging into timeless Toni Storm mode, like engaging in her ultimate form type shit. So very, very cool stuff. Very good match, I thought, for both these women. One of those that you come out of thinking, Thunder Rosa lost, obviously, but you could spin her into whatever you wanted after this. I feel like she's still in a very good position, especially because Toni kicked her. She went low. She went
And then she
low.
kicked her in the ding ding.
Kicked her in the ding ding. She don't got a ding ding, but you know.
But you know what I mean. It's the Eddie Murphy thing.
Kicked her in a no place. You don't do that.
This is my no square.
It does hurt women, so
Yeah, it does.
It does. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a high goods.
High goods, because he was smoking on it.
Yo, my nigga, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I was high, but why was I telling myself in my mind, yo, this match was match of the night right now? What the fuck?
I think
it was a good match. Son. This match was
they cooked,
This match cooked, and again, first time we see Thunder Rosa on pay-per-view since she won the belt on Dynamite. I forgot she didn't win it on a pay-per-view. She lost, and then it was the Britt Baker Thunder Rosa 2 St. Patty's Day Slam shit that they did. She wins the belt there. I think it was a steel cage match. Am I wrong?
I think so.
Don't remember.
Yes, because the first one they did was a death match.
Yeah.
And then the second one, I do believe it was a steel cage because that one was really bloody.
Yeah, it was. It was
very gory.
It was.
And it turned a lot of people on.
Yes.
Like me. So
Okay. Okay.
when I see Thunder Rosa come out with the mask, she takes it off, unveiling her true colors, which is no face paint. I'm like, so this is what everyone in the back was talking about. This is the Thunder Rosa nobody likes. So all of a sudden the match starts and it just gets really, really good. Gets really good. Now, I know that a match, tends to get too good when there's a lot of fuckery going on. And when the fuckery came, I'm like, you know what? It's fuckery. As long as Deonna Purrazzo gets to hit Dr. Luther, that's fine. And the fuckery just leads to the back and we don't see it again. That was cool. But then more of the fuckery came when the referee wasn't looking and then kick to the vagina. I'm like, oh my God. Because Thunder Rosa had to kick out of the Storm Zero and everybody went ape shit. It's one of those matches where you're just like, oh my God, Thunder Rosa kicked out of the Storm Zero. Is she going to fucking win? Is she finally going to win back the belt that she never lost? Are we going to continue this run? No, it ends. So now the chase is on. The chase is definitely on because you got, again, watch the media scrum. If you didn't notice, Tony wasn't there for a long time. She was only there for like 5 minutes. She put out a statement. And the minute someone blurted out the rankings about Mariah May being number 4, is like, what are your feelings about her becoming number 1 and becoming number 1 contender? She just walks the fuck out of the media scrum. Like, again, it's one of those where it's like, you ask Tony questions like that, or you see how much that her protege is progressing in the rankings, it starts to crack Tony. And it's going to make her go back to being crazy again. Like, she hasn't been crazy as it is. So,
It starts to what, Tony?
Starts to fucking go crazy.
You said it. No, you said a certain word. No, you said a certain word. It starts to something, Tony.
Oh my God.
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
Come on now.
It's just, look, I like I said, I think this is leading towards Jamie Hayter coming back. We're getting the rematch that we were supposed to get the first time. We're going to get the match. We're going to get Timeless Tony versus Jamie Hayter for realsies. And we'll give the woman 25 minutes. And it's going to be good. And then Jamie Hayter's going to have her win and get the belt back. And then she'll lose to Thunder Rosa. Give them the match with bars. Because, this match was too good to be true. And plus, it just takes away the fact that the TBS title was 6 minutes long.
This was a badass women's match, man. This was so hard hitting. Like, there were certain points where I thought that shit was stiff. That shit was stiff. Not even snug. That shit was stiff. And the fact that both women just, nah, nigga, we banging. This is how we do. We pros. This is how we fucking fight. That shit to me was exceptional, bro. Beyond exceptional. That shit was fucking amazing. Then when you see fucking everything, every little last part of it, they had a lot of pomp and circumstance. The girls came out here with these cool wardrobes and of course Tony with all the gimmicks. She had the mime face and all the black and white stuff, all those little touches that they added. I love those little bits. It just keeps adding to the story. The whole situation with Mariah May, you know what I'm saying, where they brawl out all the way to the back, and then that all of that was like every little bit of this was super dope. Man, I looked at Thunder Rosa like, man, if this ain't it, but it was what it was. Unfortunately, Antonia won the match. And I mean, I'm gonna give this match a bars. It was great. It was a great women's match.
All right. Will Ospreay.
Jesus. Jesus.
32 minutes, 40 seconds.
TJ, I know, TJ, but don't go crazy. Don't go crazy, TJ. I know.
No, TJ, let them fucking know.
Relax, TJ. Chill,
There's
dog.
no
chill.
relaxation in this fucking
Chill,
this type of
TJ,
matchup.
nah, TJ, no.
Professional wrestling
Oh.
as a medium is something that we all, I think it's safe to say, we all interpret and view in different ways, right? But as fans of professional wrestling, all of us view it as art, right?
Cook.
And I think this match is art of the highest level.
Woo!
This is whatever you want to compare it to. If you're talking about paintings, you can say Da Vinci. If you're talking about movies, you can talk about Scorsese. If you're talking about music, Beethoven or Nas or whatever you want to compare it to. Like, this is the highest levels of graps. Like, I've often said in the past that professional wrestling is just live action anime. And often King's Road style and many of the things like that, and Ospreay and a lot of the things he does, that reinforces that the best for me, that pro wrestling is live action anime. That sequence at the end of this match where Ospreay slowly takes off his elbow pad while Danielson just charges up the yes chant in the corner.
Yes. You know, I have the little video.
It's Goku versus Vegeta. It's Naruto versus Sasuke. It's the final battle of the two rivals with nothing left in them, coming to go forward. This is my most powerful strike. One more attack.
This was modern day Austin versus Austin versus Brett.
But it's even beyond that, because it's that moment itself is just the perfect distillation of what pro wrestling can be when I compare it to live action anime and what it is as an art form. Like, just you've spent it after 30 plus minutes. You have one shot left. This is the shot you take. And in the build-up, Danielson said, Will Ospreay is bigger than me. He's stronger than me. He's faster than me. But he is not a better wrestler than me.
Oof.
And it came down to simply one moment where they had to prove it. And in the one moment, Ospreay proved he was. They built up the Tiger Driver 91 with Danielson even talking about how scary a move that is, and giving a little bit of the history on how dangerous a move that really is with the the head drop and everything. And I've looked at that Tiger Driver multiple times. If Danielson did get hurt, he probably hurt his shoulder. But
it was I told you guys that.
Yeah, you said that. But I do think he's okay, and I think he was selling. Just because, like I said, he built up the Tiger Driver as this deadly move, and then Ospreay had they showed too much on camera for me to believe that it was not on some level of work.
Yeah, I mean, it did almost look, because if you peep, ref calls in the medic towards the end of the match, but then since the pin was being done, there was nothing they could do. They just went with the pin and let it go.
But that's another thing. I mean,
and in the scrum they spoke about it, and he was saying
also that backstage footage of Ospreay actually escorting Danielson to the trainer's room.
Yeah, Brian, Ospreay helps him to
and
the
he was
trainer's
visibly
room.
upset in the scrum.
Yeah, Ospreay talks about it in the scrum, how he's going to retire the move. But I think overall, that was used to build that move as something dangerous and probably get Ospreay off of it, and to get people not expecting it as much in big matches.
And to get round 2 fight.
Yeah, we will probably get round 2. But people, I do think that people were coming to expect the Tiger Driver 91 in a lot of Ospreay matches, and I think this is his way of sort of holding that off as like a super move, which I think is fair because it's a wild move.
Yeah.
His
one-winged angel per se,
more or less, yeah. But yeah, this was incredible. Like the strikes these two threw at each other. Danielson just straight up giving this nigga hands at one point. He was straight up just giving him hands. He had him in a Indian deathlock at one point and was just punching him in the fucking gut. Like,
yep.
Wrestling on the highest level. The Busaiku knee counter when Ospreay went for the Nos cutter. I've said it. I don't know how many times. I'm gonna say it even more. I don't know how many times. Bryan Danielson is the greatest professional wrestler that's ever lived. He's the best to ever do this shit. And this run that he's on of his last full-time year in pro wrestling or whatever the fuck he's doing, it's just proving it. Like this is LeBron in year 21, but somehow even better. Somehow even fucking better. Like this is LeBron in year 21 if LeBron was putting up 48-8 every fucking game. Like, go. And I mean that shit when I say go. The greatest of all time, Bryan Danielson. And big shout out to Will Ospreay, who might be the best wrestler in this world right now. But go.
Hazel, I'm gonna let you main event this one. I'm going. I'm ready.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rembrandt with a fucking brush could not do what those did in the ring. Does not compare. Basquiat really is kid drawings.
I was just about to mention that, man.
In front of these two. Watching these two wrestles what was like watching Super Saiyan God Blue versus Autonomous Ultra Instinct right here. This is the closest we'll ever get to seeing a live Saiyan fight. These two motherfuckers decided that we're going to go at 100 miles per hour the entire match, only stopping for dramatic pause because this is a fucking art right here. For those motherfuckers who don't understand how people see wrestling as art, go back and watch this match. Watch it over and over and over. Watch the build to it. Watch everything that went along with it. Listen to Don Callis's bullshit. But even in his bullshit, he was pointing out shit that he knew was going to come out the bag. Every little detail of this match. Ospreay being a fan of Bryan Danielson going up. You feel me? His father taking him to that indie show with Danielson in his blue pleather flushy pants. Every last drop of this, the GOAT versus the Billy Goat. Like, every last drop of this shit right here. I get almost dumbfounded talking about this match. That one moment TJ keeps bringing up when they were in opposite corners, charging up. And I looked at Danielson. I played chicken with a Mack truck. Y'all motherfuckers would have been moved. Bryan fucking Danielson taking an elbow straight to his surgically repaired spine, his neck. Every little detail, dropping him on his fucking head, knowing all the problems that Danielson has had. Every last drop, athleticism after athleticism, followed by a man who has an answer to every fucking move. No quit, no give up, no gas. Even when it seemed like they were gassed, they were still ready to destroy each other. These two men seemed in that ring like they were trying to kill each other poetically. poetically, because there's no other way to explain this match. These two went out there and left every single last drop of them, their hearts, their souls. Bryan Danielson was pulling out moves I never seen in my life. Bryan Danielson had a hold for everything. Bryan Danielson learned how to turn everything into a fucking label lock. Bryan Danielson learned how to make precursors to the label lock that made the label lock seem even more devastating than what it was originally on top of it. He wanted to crush this man's head. He wanted to rip out his mandible. He wanted to make sure that this motherfucker could not move. And Ospreay was like, I don't give a fuck. Ospreay ain't need to cut that promo talking shit about Triple H. This match in itself speaks beyond volumes. This shit went fuck my ears, bro. My ears that biting your ears off like Mike Tyson. Because that's what the fuck this match did. I could not praise this match enough. I mean, my favorite match of all time will always be Austin Brett, not just because of the technical acumen that they put on in that motherfucker. But man, if this ain't a close number 2 for me, but also because of the fact, the nostalgic value on top of that. But this as an adult has been the greatest match that I've ever seen. Like, I can't compare it to anything. I don't think anybody can ever compare this to anything. I think the work that Ospreay put out there proved that he is next in fucking line. And if y'all don't believe it, go back and watch it. I'm saying all this shit literally because I want to praise it and give it every last bit of praise that I can give it and compliment this match as best as I can compliment it. Because it was just, but at the end of the day, I don't have to tell you shit. Go watch the match. You want to know what? This shit gets to go watch that match. Go watch that shit. Every single person who is a wrestling fan in this world should watch this match. I don't give a fuck if you like the E. I don't give a fuck if you like New Japan. I don't give a fuck if you like AAA. I don't give a fuck if you like CMLL. I don't give a fuck if you like Stardom. I don't give a fuck if you grew up on the greatest WCW. Fuck that. All that shit. Fuck it for 5 minutes. Go watch this match. And tell me if that shit don't change your mind about these two men right here. If that shit don't change your mind about this company. Watch this entire pay-per-view and tell me if all these fucking matches that they put on, there's one that has an asterisk to it. And even that match was a competent match. If this isn't one of the best pay-per-views you've seen in your life, I want you to go back, watch that, and honestly tell me that. And I'll slap you in your fucking face 4 times. Because at the end of the day, there is no way you've seen any better than that. These motherfuckers dragged me so deep back into wrestling that I was dumbfounded for the entire rest of the show, and I was still entertained by the other shit that the other guys put on, because even them motherfuckers, it was like it complemented the entire show. And during the show, I was saying, damn, this should have went on last, because you can't top it. But then the top tier competition that you saw in this entire fucking show shows you exactly who these guys are, man. Go ahead, talk about that this is the fucking ballet company. That means you don't watch AEW. Go ahead and say that all these niggas do is flippy shit. That means you don't watch AEW. Go ahead and say all they do is bringing these guys from Japan. Go ahead and watch AEW. Go say that it's only burned out old motherfuckers. Go back and watch this fucking pay-per-view. Watch this match. If you don't want to watch this pay-per-view, fine. Watch this fucking match, because it is an essential match for every single wrestling fan in this world to understand what pro wrestling can really do to people's emotions, the way it got people hooked, not just the people in the crowd. I at home was falling for every single near fall. I at home was falling for all. I felt pain watching this shit because I felt everything they were giving each other. This S tier, God tier, S tier, ascended, autonomous, ultra instinct. This is this match. Sorry, Hazel. I had to cook.
No.
I had
It's
to
fine.
cook.
It's fine.
I couldn't wait. It was just this one match. I just had to cook.
I kind of wanted to show.
Wait. Only thing that I have to say is, yo, come on, final countdown one time.
I was kind of wanting that shit too. And honestly, I kind of wanted the show to be 2 fucking hours anyway. So you had to say what you had to say. Yo, again, another one that's another fucking match of the year. It's like you might as well just make it the top 10 2024 Will Ospreay match of the years. Like everything that he is doing is a match of the year candidate. It's total nonstop action. It's not crossing the line, but it's oh my God, this is just, it's an absolute chef's kiss of a fucking match. I could literally, this is a tape trader. This is a match that you could literally have on tape and you want to give to someone like, yo, watch the best of Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay. And then after that, once you watch the best of their matches, watch the match that they had one-on-one in the last show that they just did. You're going to lose your fucking mind. And I can tell all of you right now that we here on this stream, we were all losing our fucking minds. I think we stopped whatever conversation that we had and we just said, this is what we need to be glued on. This is what we need to focus on. We watched every move, every submission, every punch, every kick, every stiff move, every OMG moment. We were in shock and all. We were, ooh, ah, oh shit, oh God. We were all doing that because holy fuck, the crowd literally didn't shut the fuck up. And you know, when the crowd doesn't shut the fuck up, the match is just too fucking good. And I'm happy that we got the decisive win that we wanted. There was no interference. Don Callis didn't have to hop out of the commentary booth to fucking get involved. All he had to do was just sit there and talk like the troglodytic asshole that he is. We just needed 2 of the best competitors that Tony Khan has in All Elite Wrestling go out there and do the wrestle. Because this is All Elite Wrestling where the best wrestlers wrestle. And this match proved that the best wrestlers wrestled. They fucking cooked. They cooked. They had us all cooked. I came. They came. You all came. And don't fucking lie about it.
I mean, for God's sakes, I came.
This was literally
orgasmic.
There you go.
I had your back.
It's just, it's oh my God. It's a masterpiece. It executed wrestling on so many levels that, you know, it's going to piss off everyone from the territories because like, this is not wrestling. This is just people trying to kill each other. And like, didn't you guys used to do that back in the day? Like, come on now. It's just, we're living in the modern day age of professional wrestling, and this is how it is now. Look at all these new moves that are being, you know, shown, being used, utilized, and having these ooh and ah moments. You couldn't do that in the fucking 80s or the 70s. I don't see you guys pulling Canadian Destroyers in 1969. Come on now. Like, nobody should be complaining about how this match took place because it was everything that everybody was expecting. It had Japanese style. It had catches can wrestling. It had good old-fashioned technicality. It had joint manipulation. It had cattle mutilation. It had basically the anime of all animes. It went Ultra Instinct on us. And then the very end, where it's like, all right, I'm in my final form. You're in your final form. We'll use our final moves, and we'll see who kills who. And it was like, on your mark, get set, go. And then the fucking when this man did the Tiger Driver, first of all, yeah, I knew the whole package promo was about it wasn't even about what the match was how the match was gonna be. It was just about not taking that Tiger Driver, because we all seen how everyone took that shit. Everyone out here thinking they could take Mitsuharu Misawa bumps and just drop themselves on their fucking heads and be okay. Nah, it's just not cool, man. And I'm a prime example. I've dropped myself on my head a couple of times. That's not cool. It's just not cool. Look, it's cool to make a move look cool if you want to try to kill yourself by taking it, but you do need to protect yourself at all costs. Because what if the guy doing the move to you does it wrong? And you're just like, I trust him enough for me to just drop myself. No, but I saw for my own eyes, because I don't have to fucking look at a replay. I'm like Jocko. I saw that shit. That nigga fucking dropped him on his shoulder. He tucked his goddamn chin, landed on the back of his shoulders and basically his neck. He's fine. The shoulder injury is basically what it is, and all that other whatnot. I mean, yeah, like TJ said, we got to retire the move because Ospreay got to, stay. It's not that he got to stay away from that type of shit. It's just, it's one of those moves. Like, all right, Carter can't work. I got Stormbreaker. Stormbreaker can't work. I got the Hidden Blade. Oh, this bitch ain't gonna work. I'm gonna fucking kill you now. I'm gonna pull out a move that I said I would never do. And when I do it, I'm gonna make sure you never fucking walk again. Nah. But yeah, 30 hidden blades.
Oh my god.
It gets 30 hidden fucking blades because god fucking damn. This match did one thing.
That's an equivalent to an S tier.
It's a super S. That's AAA. That's straight up AAA.
Oh my god, Super S, that's Sailor Moon. That's crazy.
Okay,
Sailor Moon.
That's literally perfecting the DDR song.
That was fighting evil by moonlight and living love by daylight. Never running from a real fight. He's the one named Billy Goat.
This man, Young Wolf, said, you do a Canadian destroyer in the 50s and 60s. He's a witch. They would
Facts.
Look. Yeah, this shit gets 30 hidden blades because, oh my god, professional wrestling evolves. And it evolves when you have two of the greatest professional wrestlers going out there giving people one hell of a show.
Insane.
He's all right. He's good.
He's fine. Again, Ospreay is just gonna be doing one of those where it's gonna be a rarity to pull out one of those moves. Like how Randy Orton rarely pulls out the punt kick.
Yeah, more or less.
It's gonna be one of those. This shit was just amazing.
Yeah, it's my match of the year as it stands.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Literally, it's match of the year. And now it is time for the finals for the vacant AEW World Tag Team Championships. Those empty-headed fucking dumb fucks versus this was 21 minutes and 35 seconds. Let's ramble on.
I ain't gonna lie, I was very impressed with this match.
Mm-hmm.
Cause how the fuck do you follow that match you just talked about?
That's what I said.
Do that.
And then the Young Bucks and Frater were like, well, fuck it, we could do that shit. Cause they 100% went out there with the intentions of making their own mark. It's almost as if they were like, man, it's almost like Michael Jordan is on the other side of the ball and he got 49 points and nobody else could guard him, and you're like, I'll fucking guard him, fuck it. And that's what the Young Bucks and FTR did. They stepped up in a very unenviable position and killed that shit, honestly. Like, we always talk about with ladder matches, there's not a lot left you can do with ladder matches that can push beyond what we've already seen. But I feel like they had a great violent ladder match here. Like Dax bleeding a fucking gusher out there. Some of the bumps that these guys were taking.
That
Like,
ass bump that I think it was Matt Jackson took onto a table. That shit was ridiculous.
Yeah, I just now peeped the spot too.
yeah, like these guys took some crazy bumps. Like they were out there giving it their all. Like they took on the challenge of following one of the best matches we've ever seen and had a fucking great match. So they get props for that.
And there was blood too, right?
Yeah, this one had blood. This one definitely had blood.
You know, we like us some color over here on Ramblemania show. You know that.
You know,
they led into the violence and all that. It was good.
And you know, the thing is, I'm sorry to cut you off, TJ. I'm surprised that the last match, Danielson and Ospreay, they didn't bleed, and I'm like, okay, match like that. I don't think it really needed color. I think it just needed to be as hard hitting as it could, and I think it sold enough for it to give us what we wanted. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah. Shout out to fucking crazy ass Cash Wheeler, full speed Darby Allin level tope suicida through the ropes, through the fucking table. Like he
nuts.
Like the no flips. They can't say that no more.
No.
You was out here flipping, Cash. You
Yo,
was going crazy.
I saw you. I seen you.
I see you, Cash. You about that shit. You about that shit.
You about that life.
You about that life. Something changed within you, my brother. Something changed.
They took Cash to a trampoline park.
That's a fact. Cash, he realized, oh, I've been living raw. I'm changing it up. But shout out. And of course, the finish. I enjoyed the finish. We got good old scapegoat Jack Perry running in, knocking down Dax off the ladder, throwing it up for his boys. Like, that's my boy. Why did they show the tape? Why did they show the footage? Let's not talk about it anymore. There you go.
That's what it was.
I feel like the TikTok dude. You know that dude?
Yeah, we got to do the face.
Here you go. Are we all clear now on what was being done here? The scapegoat's back. He's gonna be with the Bucks. You got the Young Bucks with the titles. You got Okada with the title, and you probably gonna have Jack Perry coming up in there soon with the new Elite. A whole gang of precocious dickheads. But great ladder match here. For me, this is probably the second best of the Bucks FTR matches. I still think their second match is the best match that they've had, but this one was up there. It was very good. Great even. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a high goods. In fact, you know what? On the line, bars.
Oh man. Yeah, what an absolute car crash this was. Okay, so I'm gonna get my shit out of the way right now. So I love me a good tournament, but there was a problem. DJ, I exposed this problem. What was the problem with this that I had?
Oh, what, the Bucks and FTR again?
This is what they were leading towards. That you basically gave it away by having them in separate brackets, knowing that, we're gonna run this back soon, right? It's like, all right, after these guys lost to Darby and Sting and they had to vacate the belts, I'm like, all right, maybe they'll beat the Acclaim and them and Okada will have the trios belts. Nah, there was another mindset, and that was, oh shit, we got unfinished business, and that pissed me off because I'm like, I don't want to fucking see this shit again. Like, can it just be done? Like, they beat y'all. It's 2-1. Now it's 2-2. Now we're gonna get you guys part 5, and fuck. That's definitely gonna be at Double or Nothing. That's happening at Double or Nothing. And I will not be surprised if they have them be the main event for Double or Nothing and they give them the fucking 16-minute tag team Iron Man match. I would not be surprised if that fucking happens. You know, the other issue was, okay, I had to make this decision last minute because TJ saw it. Like, all right, I posted myself earlier. Like, wait, where'd it go? Had to switch it because I'm not tying with Katie, and I wasn't letting you win that damn belt off of this fucking show. So something needed to be done, and it was either going to be this or the Julia Hart match that I was going to switch. So I went with this one because after all the shit that I was spewing that Saturday, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be a hypocrite. I'm gonna just go for the Young Bucks, and it happened. Again, the crowd, and I can honestly say the crowd also shut everyone else the fuck up after the CM Punk chants and all that stuff happened. Then the Jack Perry stuff showed up, and then everyone was happy, and I'm like, you guys are fucking weird, you know?
Don't cry me a river.
Like, I hated this motherfucker. Now y'all cheering this motherfucker. Oh my god. Yo, there was a huge gusher. Dax bled a lot here. Cash was bugging. This man out here doing the flippy things because he knows he's about to be on that flippy life. He should have been on that flippy life a long time ago. Maybe you guys should have stayed on WWE.
Hell no.
But, you know, I can honestly say this is out of the 4 encounters that they've had, I would still say the one from All In will always be my favorite. That one is the best. That one kicked ass. Fight me. I don't care. I enjoyed it. This is second to that. But I don't want to see another one. I don't want to see another one. I really don't. And I'm afraid that we're going to get it at Double or Nothing, and it'll be the final one because now both of them are 2-2. They have 2 wins against each other. So let's see what happens. I'm going to give the match 4 1/4, 4.25.
Hi, kids. Do you like violence? Want to see me stick 19-inch nails into each one of my eyelids? Want to try sitting? Fucked up worse than my life is. Listen, man, these 4 men, they decided, they damn near killed each other. So why don't we try to top that by actually trying to kill each other? Blood, sweat, tears, crazy bumps. Fucking, to me, the move of the night was when FTR was both on top of ladders. I believe it was Dax who had one of the I forget if it was Nick or Matt, but one of the Bucks, he had him up on his shoulders on top of the ladder. And then right after that, when what do you call it? Dax, you realize Dax is on the not Dax, Cash is on the other fucking ladder. Boom. Simultaneously suplex, boom. Here comes the splash. That shit to me was insane. That shit opened my eyes because I was high as fuck too. And I mean, after that last match, who wouldn't be high? That shit was incredible. This match was fun as hell. Again, a violent battle. I liked it. I mean, there's nothing else I can say about it because, I mean, it had to follow perhaps the greatest match I've seen in my adult life. So, I mean, at that point, like, what the fuck do you do? Jack Perry coming out, I was like, you devious dickhead. Fuck you.
Cry me a river.
Fuck you. But, you know, that's because I'm a Punk fan. So I'm always going to be like, hey, fuck. And I'm also a fan of Anna Jay. So I'm over here like, double fuck you. You are
Anna Jay. I like him.
You are op, my boy. You are a total op. Fuck Jack Perry. He got to stop worrying about Phil, man. He got to start worrying about me because I'm going to come into that company, whoop his ass, and take his bitch.
Listen,
wow,
man.
fuck your bitch, you hairy motherfucker. Make money.
That's the jungle man, all right?
Go back to the locker room and flip your hair one time, you fucking weirdo.
That's what you can do.
Fucking weirdo.
Unfazed.
Fuck out of here. Yeah, you were unfazed when CM Punk tackled your ass to the ground, right?
He was unfazed because he was still flipping his hair back when Punk hit him. He was like, what's this about?
You bitch.
He didn't even care. He didn't even care. how bad do you look if you hit a nigga in the face and he don't even care? He like, huh? What are you talking about?
He day room, bro. That nigga day room.
What are you even talking about? What are you talking about here?
If it wasn't for Samoa Joe, he would have got murdered. See, but you know, in the whole situation, I'm talking shit, but in the whole situation, I would have been hooked. Oh, damn, that happened?
Yeah, Hook is that. Oh, damn, what's going on? You good, bro?
That's crazy. All right.
That's crazy.
He gave you a grade already?
This match gets a bars. Gets a bars. Absolutely gets a bars.
Yeah.
Main event time for the AEW World Championship. Samoa Joe defends against Swerve Strickland. This was 18 minutes flat.
Garments!
Gentlemen, let's bring this shit home.
Bring it home.
So we had the discussion going into this about how this match could hold up following, 4 hours of a crazy card like this. And the point I made when we talked about it on Dynamite was that they're hinging on the moment of Swerve being crowned as champion, being what holds the crowd and keeps them going throughout this thing. And that's essentially what this match was built on. You're gonna see Swerve get that moment. You gotta hang tough. And that's essentially the story they told. Like, Joe starts out super imposing, being Samoa Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Big, mean, badass, bearing down on Swerve. I love how Swerve has come along in this babyface run of his, being essentially an anti-hero, where it's about him gritting his teeth and taking a lot of pain and being able to fight through that because, like Kyle O'Reilly, like I talked about Kyle O'Reilly earlier, looking like a hurt puppy, a sad puppy when he gets hurt. Swerve in there just looks like you keep hitting that boy, he gonna come back and really fuck you up. And eventually Swerve hits that point. He gets the arm work on Joe. Joe clotheslines the post. Swerve works on his arm. That's his target. Eventually he gets the arm break, the Penta style arm break. Follows up with the big top rope Swerve stomp in the house call. And we finally get that moment through all the pain, through all the trials and tribulations. We finally get that moment, which makes it all worth it. And I feel like they did a great job of doing that. Samoa Joe, emblematic of his entire run as AEW champion and being the guy that when you need someone to come in, hold it down, and get it done, Samoa Joe is a consummate fucking professional. Samoa Joe, late game, major renaissance. Shout out to him, and shout out to him putting Swerve over in the best way he possibly could. I'm gonna give this a high goods and into a bars. Real shit.
Absolute realness within this match. This man finished his fucking story completely. And it all started. The chase began when it all started with fucking Hangman. When he went out there and said he wants to be the first African-American AEW world champion. That was his goal. That was his motive. That was his drive right there. And he had to do a lot of crazy shit to get where he needed to be. He had to invade a man's house. He had to do Texas death matches. He beat former world champions twice in a row. He drew with him. Ended up in a triple threat. Almost had that moment there in that triple threat match between Hangman and Joe. We all thought he could have had it there, but no. But the chase still continued. And he was not going to stop until he finally reached that fucking mountaintop. I wouldn't even say he deserves this. He absolutely fucking earned it. He earned it because of his work ethic, because of merch sales, because of his storytelling, his athleticism, everything that he's done since he's debuted in AEW. It was all to get to this point, all to reach this mark. And he finally got it. It took It took 7 world titles to do it. We finally got it. It took 5 years for AEW to do it, but guess what? Finally got it. They did it quicker than WWE. I don't want to pull that card, but shit. This is the moment where it's like Tony Khan actually, does appreciate his wrestlers, does appreciate his talent, and he listens to the fan base. He listens to us. And when we are the ones saying this is our guy, this is the man that we want to be our world champion going into this company, this is who we are supposed to be getting. And we got it, and we are going with this. When Swerve said it, this is what we were basically focused on. Not that everything else in AEW that was going on was not important, but this was the goal. This was the main goal for Swerve. This was the goal for us to watch Swerve achieve this moment, and we got to see it up close and personal through our fucking television screens. Joe put on a great effort. I wasn't expecting him to have a long title reign, but even this build said this was Swerve's time. It's not, he signed his name in blood, like, he's automatically winning. No, they told a story here. They told a really good story, and the build was actually really good. And then that build led to the match, and the match was basically as equal as the build. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Streamers, fucking confetti everywhere. This was Swerve's moment. I will give this match, honestly, I will give it a GOAT. Because this was his time, and it was rightfully earned. It is now his house.
Ain't nobody love me better, make me happy, make me feel this way. Damn, Tony, you should have just sprung for it. I don't even know if it was his decision or yours, but y'all should have fucking sprung for it, because I think that would have just been the icing on the motherfucking cake. Jesus Christ, son, as a certain hero of mine would have said, Jesus Christ, son. You got King T'Chaka coming out presenting to the world the new King T'Challa. Do you understand the significance of this right here, man? From Isaiah Swerve Scott to Shane Swerve Strickland.
Oh, you should have said from Killshot.
Well, I could have started from Killshot, but I didn't want to. I was trying to explain the contrast between who he was and who he became.
I get where you're coming from.
This man worked his ass off. He came back an entirely new demon. This motherfucker came back with an extra 50 pounds of muscle. This man came out here in his own shoes that he made himself. This man came out here self-made with his own theme song that he wrote down and produced and performed along with Garments. This match was not just Swerve versus Joe. This was a motherfucking statement. Samoa Joe came out here a beast, a fire-breathing dragon, doing everything and anything he possibly could to stop Swerve in his tracks. His momentum built throughout the match. And the more that Samoa Joe tried to put him down, the harder he fought back. I've been talking about this the whole night. Overcoming the obstacles, showing that the babyface is who he's meant to be. Samoa Joe does this little gimmick where when he knows you're about to jump, he side swipes you and stands on the side. Isaiah Swerve Scott, Shane Swerve Strickland, he is now. Because Isaiah would have fell for that. Now Shane, Shane landed on his feet. He had everything methodically planned out against this man. He knew exactly what buttons to push, where to get Joe to slip up, how to get Joe to slip up. It was like slowly and knowing that you're witnessing history, because you knew from the moment that this match was announced exactly what was going to go on. This man was destined to become AEW World Champion. To be honest, I was blasted, but had I not been blasted, I probably would have been extremely emotional during this. Knowing exactly what was going on, knowing exactly what AEW was doing here. I can't thank them enough for doing this. Y'all can hate on Tony all he wants. You know what I'm saying? People on the internet have called him racist for years. And then here he is showing exactly why. Exactly why. You got to be careful what you say, because he went out there and actually did this shit. Samoa Joe tried to end Swerve, and all he did was crown him. This match to me gets a GOAT. And all I want to say is my champion is black. Much respect. Well deserved.
Rambo is blue.
Yes, man. I talked about, representation and everything in terms of having a black world champion with Athena, when we talked about Supercard and all that. So I don't want to reiterate too much of what I talked about there, especially the good and bad of that. So I'll just say, don't go if I saw people bitching if you hate the fact that Swerve is champ, you just racist. I mean, there's always going to be that. There's always going to be racist people that, either don't understand or don't like or whatever. But that's why these things are important. That's why these moments are important, to show, that their mindset is wrong and that their mindset cannot prevail in this world, and that we all can do this. We all can reach these heights, and we're all capable and deserving of reaching these heights. And like I said, there are going to be the racist people that try to diminish it. There are going to be the other people out there who, even if they may not be racist, they try to diminish it for whatever reason, because Swerve is not in a place where they want to see him, or because he, doesn't say the things or do the things that they want him to do. But at the end of the day, like he said in the media scrum, what him holding that world title up shows is, it shows to young black boys who watch that can be them one day. It shows that, this industry has changed from what it used to be in the days long ago, and that is progressed to something that we all can succeed in. It is a more inclusive, a more diverse, a more respecting business. So again, 5 years in for AEW, and this is their first black world champion. And a lot of other professional wrestling companies took them a lot longer than that. So
I'm going to reiterate something you said, TJ. One of the most beautiful things I've seen in this company, and in most wrestling companies, was to see at the end, one of the final shots, a brother handing a brother the world championship while another brother celebrates in the back, and many brothers in the crowd. You love to see it. It was a beautiful, beautiful crowning moment. The confetti, he deserved it, all of it. Posing in that corner. Fuck, man, that shit just felt. That shit was incredible, man. Like,
It was a
just
beautiful sight to behold.
I'm looking back in my mind, just remembering the moment and how I felt, and just happy, proud, seen. To all kids of color, to anyone born, outside of, anyone who's different in this world, anyone who's been persecuted for being different in this world. Like, you could make it. And It's because it's more than representation, man. You know, for a company to pull that trigger this early, like it shows progression not just within the wrestling industry but in life. It was a beautiful moment, and I feel it in my soul. And when I woke up this morning, I felt different. I felt different. It was beautiful.
Like I said, this was a beautiful sight to behold. Very
I'll be back.
historic. The 8th AEW World Champion, but the very first ever African American AEW World Champion. And like I've told TJ a bunch of times, when we see something like this historically, can't take that away from him now. Can't. You did it. You made it happen. Now you got to make it work. And knowing Swerve, I know he's going to make this world title reign work. He says he wants to, do the appearances, show up baseball games, whatever, sporting events, news media, radio stations, do all that stuff. Like, if this is what he's trying to envision himself going forward as being the poster boy for AEW, doing all of this stuff, then go for it. Be the one responsible for carrying this company on your shoulders until it's time for you to pass that torch to the next person. But for now, let's enjoy this reign. I think we're all going to be sitting back having fun with this. No doubt about it.
I agree.
But match of the night, worst match of the night, and final grade for the show.
Match of the night, definitely Dragon and Osprey, Dragon and Billy Goat. Match of the year. At this point, it is that match is to lose. And I don't know if it can lose. So yeah, that's definitely match of the night. Worst match, fucking Jericho hook. And truthfully, not even by virtue of it particularly being a terrible match, just because it had a lot less going for it than most of the other matches on the card did, and it suffered as a result. Overall grade for the show, hard A. Fucking, this is one of the best shows AEW has ever done. And in following one of the best shows that AEW has ever done with Revolution, like Tony even talked about during the scrum, like very, very impressive back-to-back run for AEW. Like it's looking like they're hot again, boy. Because Double or Nothing pops. You got Forbidden Door coming in June. The tickets went on sale, by the way, too, and they're expensive, but not as bad as I was expecting. So
yes, which I want to remind everyone right now that is going to be the next title defense taking place, Double or Nothing. I know that the France show for Backlash is coming up, but we're not defending the title on there, and I don't think any of us is gonna be up to go live at 1 p.m. just to watch a WWE Backlash event in France.
If y'all ain't doing it, I ain't doing it. It's up to y'all. I'll be up by 1 p.m.
I'll be up too, but I mean, I don't know. I think if we all want to watch it, that's fine. But like, we all agreed that, like, since the AEW pay-per-views are now building up with a total of 9 to 10 shows, we got to start defending the belt on there more and put some of the B show premium live events aside. Like, I know after Double or Nothing, we have to do Money in the Bank coming up. Then Forbidden Door, the fuck will probably be, I think that's when July they don't have a show because they're building up for All In.
I think they'll be off in July, pay-per-view wise, building toward All In. Do you think Uncle Howdy will show up?
All right.
Maybe. Sure.
No. 6, best match of the night, worst match of the night, and overall grade.
No worst match. I'm not gonna shit on anything here. We know what the worst match of the night was, but I don't want this. Everything here was so monumental that I feel like it would dirty the show to even call any match the worst match. I would have to say that, I don't have to say what the best match was either, because it's been told. if you paid attention to the ratings, well, our rankings that we created, yeah, there's no way that it's probably, like I said, the whole night, best match I've seen in my adult life. So
This man doing a villain impersonation.
Yeah, best match of the night will definitely go
oh
to
nah, McWow with cheese.
Ospreay.
What's wrong with you? What's
Ospreay
wrong
and
with you? Nah.
Danielson.
I'm sorry, McWow with cheese.
I was ignoring that.
That's
I was even trying
that's
to
fucking
highlight
that's
that.
slander, nigga. That's slander. That's fucking slander. I'd rather talk about Uncle Howdy.
Look, match of the night, match of the year. It's gonna be one of those where Ospreay is probably gonna have like a shit ton match of the year candidates for 2024, and it already started with Konosuke Takeshita, and now it's continuing with Danielson. I wonder who's next to get match of the year caliber. Worst match, yeah, it's gonna be Jericho and Hook. I mean, I was gonna say the Willow and Julia match, but that match actually had more of a story than Jericho and Hook did. It was kind of a disappointment, really. Overall, the show was very stellar. I enjoyed every minute of it. Even the matches that we all thought could have been the match of the night from start to finish. Like the Continental Crown one is like the hidden gem match for me. Actually, no, lie. It was the women's world title match. That one was the hidden gem. That was like second place runner up to being match of the night. If Ospreay and Danielson didn't fucking deliver that crazy fucking Tokyo Dome of a match.
Jeez.
Show is going to get a fucking B+.
A B+. I give this shit. This is probably my favorite AEW pay-per-view that they've had. Like, other than Wembley, like, bro, like, to me, this shit gets an A++, my nigga. What the fuck? Fuck you mean?
Hazel had technically started with the cage match in Japan. Oh, the fucking that match was also
that
fucking
shit
crazy.
was
That'll be up there too.
insane. Hell yeah, fucking
No, that shit is up there, but I'm just talking about Ospreay's
the OG
AEW.
Bang Bang Gang.
I'm just talking about his AEW matches. You know, starting from when he debuted facing off against Konosuke to now Danielson. Yeah, I already know that match got 5 stars. We just watched the whole hour of that shit.
That's my dog for real.
And my dog for real. Fuck yeah, Gabe Kidd, man. Fuck yeah.
But yeah, overall within the pay-per-view, me and TJ tied, which had to end up going into a simulation, which made me the 12-time Ramblemania champion. And the next title defense will take place at Double or Nothing, which is next month on May 26th or 25th. I don't know. We'll let you guys know whether or not if we're gonna, go live for the Backlash event that's taking place in France. But we won't defend the belt on there since all these AEW pay-per-views are now starting to expand and from like 9 to 10. So we got to focus more on those. But yeah. Also, stay tuned for everything that we got coming up within the week. Tomorrow, come Tuesday TV, we will do a post 420 edition where we watch a bunch of we related cartoon episodes. And Total Nonstop Ramble will be making its return. I'll be back for Ramble of Honor. Apparently there's another 3-hour AEW show this Saturday too.
Jesus.
Yeah, they're doing another
another Rampage
doubleheader.
So I guess we're gonna go live again for another doubleheader Saturday for Collision and Rampage here on the Ramblemania show. But it looks like there has been enough talk where it is time for us to bring it home. TJ, let these people know where to find us.
Yeah, you already know where to find us. Find us on Instagram at Ramblemania Show, at Bands Club Podcast, on Twitter at Ramblemania, Facebook.com/Ramblemania Show. Also the group Ramblemania Show's Banter Club. As far as audio, we're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Overcast, everywhere podcasts are found. Search Ramblemania Show or Banter Club. As far as visuals, twitch.tv/Ramblemania Show. We are on Spotify Video. We are on YouTube. Search Ramblemania Show or Banter Club. And when you get here, like the videos, click subscribe, and click the bell, so that when the new content drops, it goes straight to you. That's for me personally. Find me on Instagram at TJ the Great One. That's TJ the GR, the number 8, the number 1. Find me on Twitter at TJ the Great. That's TJ the GR, the number 8. Simple as that.
TJ the Great. Good.
TJ the Great.
Ain't nobody love me better. Make me happy. Make me feel this way. You can find me on Instagram at the number 6, the letter X, the letter L, that is at 6XL. You can find me on Twitter at SIIXX. Ain't I great? That is at SIIXX. You already. And you can find us on TikTok at Ramblemania Show, where we take clips from here and do a little feng shui or a little feng shui. Chop that shit up and post it up for each and every last one of you.
And as always, find me on Instagram at iZombies, IZOMBIIESZ. Oh, and Raw Rants will be back next Monday. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
14
The E will be back next week.
For the Angel of Death 6XL, I'm your Ramblemania Heavyweight Champion, Hazel the iZombie. This has been our AEW 2024 Dynasty Review. We want to wish all of you out there 8 and goodies.
Hey, TJ got 14 and I got the longest reign to sweet.
And a good fight. And a good night.
Bang!